So it's a real rough watch. Question period, no joke. Like, I enjoy the chat room very much, but actually watching the politics, like as the week drags on, it gets tougher to watch because these liberals, they aren't changing. They're not going to change. Their plan is to destroy your Canadian culture, rip it away from you under the guise of incompetence or misunderstanding. But like things are adding up to Canadians. They've got to be. I know the people that watch here mostly are, in the light that they know what's going on, but every single time a liberal goes in front of the camera, they expose more of how they're trying to you all over. And then they have the CBC, which is worse than CTV and worse than Global. The other two aren't good, but we've also got the newspapers. A lot of them are very much funded by the Liberal Party, like by the federal government. They're using your tax dollars to skirt the idea of what is really going on, to like cause distraction, confusion, division. They don't care. And what makes them all so evil? I guess it's just money. I don't understand it either. Like, I don't care much about money. Like, we have enough today. Maybe we won't have enough tomorrow. We'll worry about that tomorrow. But these guys, under Mark Carney and Trudeau before that, this isn't a plan that started like 2 months ago on April 28th after the election. This has been a plan for years. They destroyed Britain. They're in the middle of destroying France, and Germany's ruined. Australia and New Zealand. Maybe there's some reform in South America, but like, I'm not going to count on that. When did we ever count on that? But they are destroying and the conservatives keep saying, like, why are you doing? They've got to start pointing out the reasons that they're doing it. And maybe there's some kind of law that says that you can't say the truth in Parliament. Then let's have that argument when they start presenting what the truth is. Because again, like coming out and asking Carney, did you go to the US and fail? No, he went there and he succeeded. But he told Canadians that Trump's hard to figure out. No, he did everything that is in his playbook to do. He's in the position of being our prime minister, which still most people think, like, if you were a prime minister, you'd care about Canadians. Not this guy. He doesn't give a shit about any of you, your children, your grandchildren, anything, as long as he succeeds in the eyes of his bosses. It's so disgusting. But they've got to take the gloves literally off and start telling Canadians what's really happening. And it's not like incompetence. Oh, you're stupid. And it's easy. They keep putting people like Gary Adesanya, Lena Diab, like all these twit ministers, Sean Fraser, Stephen Guilbeault. They're all frauds and they're stupid, but they're good at not telling the truth. The conservatives really need to, in my opinion, just an opinion, need to break down the barrier and start saying, you're doing this on purpose and this is why. The evidence is there. It's not a guessing game. Anyway, it is frustrating because and then you get censored because you told the truth. Like this, I waited until pretty deep into this video to start talking like this, but I kind of had the plan to see like how it drops off and how they sell it, because I wouldn't be surprised if I just get cut off. I haven't been swearing very much. And I haven't said anything about the real conspiracies that they duped on us. Like Anyhow, this is it, just to summarize like why things have fallen off. It feels like an accelerated motion. The WEF, World Economic Forum, has always been there since the early 70s, and they've had this corporate agenda, which is fine to have. They've published books. They're not trying to hide from it, but they needed to tie on to a government organization, which they did. They have a partnership for the 17 strategic initiatives to improve everything for mankind. They signed that in 2019. And now the WEF, with all of their corporations' money, they have over $1,000 billion corporations that are members. Do the math on that. And that's who's running the world. That's it. Canada doesn't matter. We're not really a nation anymore. None of these nations are. It would seem the United States, to me, is putting up a good fight, but they're not going to be able to overtake the order that's taking over the world, the new one. And again, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it might be too late. There's an excellent chance that it's too late because they're not going to get Europe back. Like, there's a few states, we've got Turkey, I suppose, Poland, that are still trying to keep their way of being, but they'll succumb just like all the others have. Anyhow, you think you're living in a democracy, you are in fact not. And I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer on Fridays. Thank God it's Friday, all that stuff. But they keep selling this stuff. And the CBC corrects every story to keep duping the people that watch those platforms. Like, they did a story last night. I'm going to do a video about it this afternoon. It's so ridiculous. But it's trying to explain the advantages that Carney took in the interview with Trump in the White House office, the recent one, where Carney got slaughtered. He was humiliated, degraded, and he just ate it. Trump kept throwing the transgender shit in his face. He didn't say anything, would interrupt him, give him a chance to speak, not give him a chance to speak. And CBC has a 10-minute video that they did saying that Carney was running the show. I don't know how you're supposed to defend a person like my mother, like almost 80, she's like, no, but he seems to have had a plan in that interview because she saw this piece that CBC did. And it blows my fucking mind. What are you going to do? Aaron, Kennedy, and Looney, thank you all so much for watching. Kirk, you're the man. We'll be chatting over the weekend. Thank you all so much for watching. This is a tough watch. Thank you for being informed. All you can do, I think, is let other people know that you care about, know that it is this bad, and they will not keep you out of prison camps. And that's coming in the next 20 years. In the next 5 years, you're going to have chips. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to get online, get access to your own money. Like, which is a really curious thing for me because I probably am in a position where I could just go and hide in the woods for 20 years, have a very simple diet, and get by for that amount of time without any income. But they're going to take all of those rights away. Every single one. That is the plan. Read the books, do the research, look at what they're doing, what they're saying. They're really not trying to hide it. They get the CBC and those other fancy shows to polish it and spit shine it a different way, but they're just covering up the bullshit the liberals are telling you to your face they're going to do. Just look at them. They're not trying to hide. And it bothers me a bit. I do it myself out of frustration. I call them stupid and incompetent. That is not it. They are very capable and dangerous, and their claws are deep, deep into what they're trying to pull off. And a lot of people are still like, oh, they would never do that. And they stick up for them. It's a weird thing. Aaron, Kennedy, and Looney, we're out. Have a great weekend, guys. I don't even know if we've got a video to go out on here.
As a European, I am a European, actually.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Oh.
Irish citizen. Yeah, so there you
welcome.
go.
Welcome.
Speaking as a European.
WTF.
Here, here.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
And as the most European of the non-European countries.
Being aware of what potential conflicts of interest you
What
sought
possible
to avoid.
conflict would you have, Stephanie? Stephanie, I'm complying with the rules. I'm complying with the rules in advance.
These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations, you're spending more money on taxes than on food, clothing, and shelter combined.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
All right, gang, thank you all very much for watching. Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe. Smash that subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing. Canadian Federal Politics. Get yours right here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.